guys can see, we're fucking some shit up in a good way. We're making a chassis table. It's about time that we actually have one, and we also need it for finalizing all the welding and stuff on the yellow car. Haven't really done much past where we're at until we get the table situated. I hate the fact that we're going to have a big old table, but at the same time it's going to be really, really good. We're going to make sure everything is 100% square on basically any kind of chassis work that we're doing. We're putting a rear end in this thing, so that needs to be all fucking perfect. And yeah, so Cam's got this table going. Carl's been cutting all the material down, and hopefully we know what we're doing. Or if not, we're at least going to make it look like we do to you guys. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're fucking going to make a table. Hopefully we can get this done by today. And maybe put that chassis on it. See what... Building chassis tables and watching Power Block TV. I grew up on that. I would wake up every Saturday and Sunday in the mornings to watch fucking Power Block, and then they had All Girls Garage. Have you ever seen that? Yeah, make a 8-inch plate. You can use that 8-inch fucking deal. We need 4 plates of that with 4 bolt holes, and then we're gonna cut down legs for that 11 3/4. Right, and that'll put us within 1/8 of an inch from fucking 2 foot off the ground with this option. Like a glove. We're about to make a fuel cell. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try to figure it out. Let's tell the people on the YouTube how I do it. Okay, so look, I get rough measurements, I visualize it, and I make it come true. I wanna figure out what the easiest plane, right? We got a box, right? So I want to figure out what the easiest plane is going to be for us to design the shape of the tank. So I got quick measurements. I did what I needed to do, kind of drew it out on paper just to give me an idea. When I went in, I came over and I cut it kind of where I wanted it. It's going to roughly be about 6 gallons. That's just me guessing based off of where I started. So these are going to be my side panels. These are going to be my side panels to the tank, right? And we do tape. We do PVC tape on one side of the plate all the time. So that way once it's ready to go, you pull that off, it's nice and clean. So basically now what I'm going to do, I'm going to figure out the width of it because I already got the planes that are going to basically tell me the shape of the tank. So now I'm going to figure out how wide I'm going to go here. Once I figure that out, I subtract the thickness of the metal because I always want to have a very, very slight overlay on this stuff so when we weld it, it welds really, really nice. So I'll basically figure out the width, then compensate for the thickness of the metal, and then now that I have that, I'm going to make 2 plates. So I'm going to make 1 plate that's going to be a perfect 90 bend, which is going to be the top plate, and then one that's going to have 3 bends on it. One here, one there, and one on the bottom. And that's going to complete our tank. Also, if you see the shape of this, it's going to act like a sump, right? Because this is going to a mechanical fuel pump, which it needs all the fucking fuel it can get. You're launching the car, you don't want the fucking fuel to splash out of the way and, you know, starve the pump or whatever the case is. So I'm going to make it to where all this section right here is always going to be full of fuel. is always going to be full of fuel, and then I'm going to also baffle it inside to avoid it splashing around and starving the pump. So you'll see, I got a really nice billet cap for it, got some nice fittings that we're going to do on it, and return, event, etc., etc. So stay tuned, here we go. Remember, we said we were going to bend 1, 2. Right, we're going to put one bend right in the middle to do the front part of the tank. So I'm going to take it here and say, all right, well, that's edge to edge there. Come over here, mark where the bend needs to start. Now I got my mark where the bend needs to start. Okay. Come over here to our bender. That mark, and we're going to square that to the bender like so. You will square off the fucking straight edge of the bender. So why is this so soft? So I'm going to turn on the degree finder right here. That's at 90 degrees. Let's go. Bend this to it goes to the bend. A little bit of spring. A little more than 90. A lot of people are like, man, I want to learn how to weld, bro. I want to do this and that. The welding part's the easy part. The fitting and making this shit perfect, that's the hard part. Like riding a bike, Nate. It's been fucking years since I've bent something. Not years, but you know what I mean. Alright. So now we're gonna measure. These two are pretty much almost exactly the same. Very slight trimming that I'll probably do before we weld it. But slight trimming. Right there. It's no big deal. We can always adjust that. A lot of times I can just fucking weld it and you'll never know that it's off that much, but we'll trim that and we're going to build the bottom part of it based off of this one, which is the shortest one. Because if I build it off the biggest one, I can't add metal, one that needs adjustment. So go ahead here, we're going to take our measuring tape, we're going to measure the length that we need, right? So just going to be a rough idea, but right here we need 3 1/4 plus whatever length of straight this is, 10 1/2, and whatever length of straight this is. We'll go with that's 5 3/8. So 5 3/8. I'm gonna do it longer than that because at the end we can cut it off. Right? You don't want to have not enough. So we're gonna go 3.25 plus 10.5 plus 5.375. So I need a total of 19 and a quarter of length. Right? If I'm not mistaken, I think this is 24. So we can utilize the whole thing. We'll bend and then we'll just trim the edge off. Okay, 24 there. It needs to be the same width as the middle piece, which is 8. Hey, you guys are gonna fucking make a living if you guys pay attention to this shit. Make a living off of this, bro. Or you can just learn and then come holler at me though. Let it go. Alright? So we need this to be, what's the nicest part? It does have some scratches on it, so we'll use this side. Move it here. Measure 8. Go here. We'll measure 8. I trusted my shear about 10 years ago. Now, I think I need 2 marking spots because if not, it probably won't cut it square. But it's okay. We're about to upgrade. I'm so excited to show you guys that. Like, I really am. That's gonna be a whole fucking video in its own. How we're gonna figure out how the fuck to bring this fucking big ass table off of this truck. Check it out. I'm gonna show y'all something. That's 38 degrees. If you're good at math, you'd be able to tell me what this bend is gonna be, right? Because what do we need to do? At the end of the day, we're bending 90, right? Or we're trying to go from one point to the other, which is 180 degrees away. So 38 degrees here, that means this bend right here is gonna be 42. No, am I tripping? Yeah, I think it might be 42. I think. I'm tripping like a motherfucker. I'm tripping. 52. 38 plus 52, what is that?
It's 90.
90! See? That's for the math guys. I'm over here doing 42. I would have fucked that up, right? Alright, so that's 52 degrees. So what we're going to do, we're going to bend one first, put it up here, get it exactly where it needs to be, with this laying on top of it, put that other mark, and then bend that one. That way the bends will follow nice and smooth. So we're looking for 38 degrees here. 90 minus 38 is what?
Oh, it's 52.
Yeah. We'll probably go 50 and then let it spring back. It always has roughly around like a 2 degrees, 2.5 degrees of spring back. Spring back means I not bend it and then it just pushes back on it. You know what I mean? Let's see. A lot of times you can also do, like this thing's not clamping too tight. I need to tighten it up because then it's making like a radius bend. I don't like it. What do you say, 38, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more. Let's see if that works. See how it's a little off over here? This is nice and straight. This attachment right there is nice and straight. And you see how this one's a little open?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That means I need a bit.
Degrees
just
off.
a little bit, yep. And it showed me right here about 2-3 degrees off. Over here. Put it on that same mark. Always want to hit it nice and even, so that way it'll change the bend all the way across. But you see that bend is straight, right? It's straight because if this line was off, then this bend would basically be lifting up the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Earlier, how it was off. Now look at it. It's perfect. So now I take the little spot where the bend needs to start at. It's gonna be there. Transition it over to the front. There. And now we're gonna bend that 52 degrees. That bend's fucking perfect. Now I don't know if the degree's perfect though. But as always we can adjust. Here's a slight adjustment here. That's money, dude. Look at that, Nate. Now mark that off right there. That. There's this one. That's money, dude. Now we got ourselves a fuel cell. Time to make some holes for fitting. Got a really nice fancy billet cap. This cap is probably just gonna go about right yonder. Got some fittings, a little bit of baffling, and it's ready to roll. So that's part one of the bending and making the fuel cell. Give me a little bit. I'm gonna start drilling some holes, and then we'll also take you guys through the whole welding and the assembly of it, so you guys can see us weld as well. All right. Done. Have this as a rollover or vent for the fuel cell return line, feed line. On the bottom of the tank as well. This car is going to be running M1, so we're going to need to be draining it quite a bit. So this is going to just be a drain. This tank preferably needs to get anodized inside and out. They have a specific anodize that'll basically not eat the material with the fuel that he's running. Methanol is very, very aggressive. A lot of times it's best to either do a plastic cell or a stainless cell. But they've done a lot of testing and stuff that, you know, I've talked to a few people about it, and they have a really nice anodized coating that they do on it to, you know, basically fight off corrosion. And that's what happens, you know, there's a corrosion. But anyways, here you go. So these are still, you know, fairly clean, but no matter what, I always like to clean it, because you don't know what, you know, was in the metal or when you cut it, if it gets contaminated or anything. So I like to always clean it. We use this little deal here. I use this. little bit so we don't have any kind of shavings on the ends of it that will fuck up the weld or mess up the weld. I try to not have a potty knife. Hey man, prep is everything. Prep is everything. Making sure it's good, it's clean, there's nothing fucking stuck on it, there's none of the PVC tape on it, nothing. All that stuff, if it gets in the weld, you're gonna notice real fucking quick. Once I get this tape off and get these things tacked, I'm always super careful, man, to not scratch it. When it comes to fucking twisting it around, moving it around so I can get to a different spot to weld it, I'm really careful. Because at the end of the day, man, if it looks like that, a nice weld, it looks fucking good, you know? I'll let the end user scratch it all. Baffle plate, like how we were talking about. So if it's wheelies, if it's moving around, whatever, the pump's never going to lose fluid. I just kind of throw it in there, and it's just like a perforated plate, so it'll allow, you know, fuel in, and it makes it more difficult for the fuel to come out. You know what I mean? Get to where like you're not gonna have to go over the weld and it's gonna look weird, so I try to tack it on the weld. And you see I got this copper plate right here. Shout out to my boy Hennessy, Monkey Fab. He gave me this one day for my birthday, and this plate has been with me for a long time. But what it does, it doesn't scratch the aluminum, or at least it tries not to. Or it doesn't arc on it or none of that. Notice when I grab it, I only grab the edges. I don't put my fucking dick beaters all over it, because then it'll leave fingerprints on it. No face, no case. You can't be leaving your fingerprints on nothing.
Nobody was using there, right? Were you using there? He might have been using there. Maybe. Shit. But like everybody else's is out.
Yeah. Well. Looks like they might have ended our day early. We was on a roll too, bro.
Alright boys, so you guys saw we lost power, you know, mid-weld when we were finalizing on this tank, and basically caused us our day. You know, we ended up early. They ended up taking a bunch of time to get us power back. Turns out a FedEx freight truck hit one of the light poles or the actual power line. But anyways, here it is, man. Super simple and effective. It fits up really well. With the measurements that we did, everything ended up working out. If you can see, the welds on this thing welded really nice, and if you look at it, they're not overlaid or they're not sticking out or none of that. All that comes down to fitment. You guys saw the fitment. The fitment was nice. The fitment was as best as we could get it, and came out really good. Welded out, no problem. Welded out great. All the fittings. So on this one here, this is going to be an M1 car, so we're running methanol on this car. So we're doing a 16 AN feed to the pump, and then we're doing a 10 AN return. I have a 8 AN vent fitting, and then underneath it, I also have another 8 AN to drain the tank. Cap, the customer got from 417 Motorsports. Their caps are really nice. I've used them before, and they're really clean. They stay flat, stay true. Whenever you bolt them down, they're not leaking or anything like that. So, and man, you can even see, well, I guess you can't really see it too much, but you can see inside it's got a really nice baffle in it to allow us to be able to do wheelies and take turns at 200 miles an hour if we really need to and not starve the fuel pump. So, but this guy's probably going to be driving the speed limit because he's such a freaking girl. But anyway, yeah, so here's the final product. If you guys ever need anything made, we can make just about anything as far as any sheet metal work goes. Tanks, this obviously is a fuel cell. I got puke tanks in the back. We do coolant tanks, reservoirs. I mean, anything that you guys can think of that y'all need. Air to water, intercoolers, all that stuff. We're going to have a spot on the site that pretty much is going to show some of our custom stuff. And you guys can see there. And if you guys are wanting something or needing something, feel free to reach out through our website or through an email. So appreciate you guys for watching. I just wanted to show you guys our fab side of stuff. I know we don't really get into that too much, but let me know if you guys want to see more of it, and I'd be glad to do that. So appreciate everybody for watching. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys on the next one.